Ever wonder what happens to all those like return TVs and all the extra gadgets? The stuff that's maybe a little dinged up but still good, the
Yeah.
stuff that just vanishes from the shelves one day.
Yeah, it's kind of mysterious.
Today, we are going to dive deep into this whole world of liquidation
Ooh,
pallets,
yeah. Liquidation
where
pallets.
you can find incredible savings, but gotta know what you're doing.
Absolutely. Got to be in the know.
It's like this whole other side of shopping, right?
It's a side of commerce most people don't ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're browsing those nice, neat aisles,
Right.
and behind the scenes, there's this entire ecosystem of liquidators and resellers. They're the ones in the know.
It's like a secret society of bargain hunters.
Yes.
But instead of dusty attics, we're talking about pallets. Pallets of, well, who knows what.
Exactly. You never know what you're going to get. That's part of the fun, right?
That's what's so exciting, and that's what we're looking at today. We've got all these articles and images, like a treasure map, to figure out how to score big.
Love it. A treasure map.
And the thing that really grabbed my attention is how people are turning these liquidation finds into a side hustle, a real money-making opportunity.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's not just a hobby. It's a legitimate business model.
Think about it. You, me, we could be flipping these treasures, making a profit.
There was that one article, I think you'd agree, about that guy who got a crazy deal on a pallet of headphones.
Oh, yeah, the headphones. What happened?
Turns out they were a discontinued model.
Ah, so close.
But that's where the real learning moment is,
Eh.
right?
Right. It wasn't just about the deal. It was about knowing if those headphones were actually worth something.
Exactly. Market value, got to know your stuff.
Which brings us to this whole pre-comping thing. Honestly, it's a little intimidating.
Yeah, pre-comping, that's your secret weapon right there.
But what is it? Like detective work, but for deals.
Okay, imagine a pallet full of brand name blenders, dirt cheap. You're about to click buy so fast.
Been there. Almost did that last week, actually. What stopped you?
Pre-comping. It's doing your homework before you even think about bidding. Channel your inner Sherlock Holmes. Research those blenders online, see what they're going for.
So a pallet of blenders is only a bargain if you can actually sell them for a profit. Makes sense.
Now you're getting it.
All right, pre-comping, check. What else we got on this treasure map to liquidation pallet success?
Our source, they make a really big point about becoming a registered reseller. This is huge.
Okay, this whole registered reseller secret, you got my attention. What's the advantage? Special access, secret handshakes.
Think bigger, think better deals.
Hmm.
Getting registered is like a golden ticket. Often you get access to platforms and deals that regular folks just don't.
Wow, okay. So we're talking serious savings, maybe even a way to like level up our buying game. This is already way more interesting than my last trip to the mall, I'll tell you that. But hold on, how do we even begin? Where do we find these liquidation pallets?
All right, so listen to this. Choosing the right liquidator is just as important, if not more important, than the deal itself.
Really?
It's about finding those sources, the ones with a proven track record. Speaking of which, there's a whole section here about this place called the Bin Store.
Mm-hmm.
Caught my eye for sure.
The bin store. It sounds kind of mythical, like a secret cave just overflowing with incredible deals.
Right.
What's the deal with this bin store?
So they're known for specializing in customer returns,
Okay.
which, let me tell you, can be an absolute gold mine if you know what you're looking for.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Think about it. Perfectly good items. Maybe someone returned it because it had a tiny scratch or just because they changed their mind.
Oh, so we're talking like a pallet of basically new coffee machines just sitting there waiting for me.
Exactly. Something like that.
All right, so let's say I've found my dream liquidator, I've done my pre-comp research, and I'm standing in front of this pallet. What then? Do I just click buy and hope for the best?
Whoa, whoa, hold your horses. Remember we talked about channeling your inner Sherlock? This is where your detective skills come in. Our source is really big on inspecting the goods. Like, really big. Don't just rely on those online photos.
Right, because what looks all shiny and new in a picture could be missing parts in real life.
Exactly. You got to be aware of potential damage, missing parts, even the condition of the packaging. That can make a big difference.
Oh, right, yeah, especially for reselling. A beat-up box, that's not good.
Exactly. Packaging is key, especially with electronics, collectibles, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I'm checking everything. I'm like under, over, around the pallet, making sure it's all good. That seems intense. And assuming I pass inspection and I've got, say, a pallet of those practically new coffee machines, now what? I don't want to end up living in a coffee machine castle.
That's where our source drops another truth bomb. Inventory management.
Oh boy, inventory management. Sounds fun.
It's one thing to score those deals, but you got to manage your loot.
Right, because a pallet of anything is a lot to handle. How do people even do that?
Technology is your friend. Inventory management apps, spreadsheets, whatever keeps you organized. It's like your digital treasure chest.
From pallets to spreadsheets, huh? Who knew this liquidation life was so well
A
organized?
day on top of it.
Right, because those profits aren't going to track themselves. Okay, so we've got pre-comping, finding a good source like the bin store, inspecting everything, inventory.
Yeah.
Anything else about this liquidation world we should know?
Don't forget the most important part, the actual buying. You got to know what you're doing when it comes to bidding. Our source really stresses that. Knowledge is power.
All right, the moment of truth, bidding time.
This is where it gets real.
We've done our research, we know the game, but things could get intense. What does our source say about not getting swept away in the excitement?
It's easy to get caught up in the moment, right? See those prices? Imagine the money you could make.
Easy to get carried away, yeah.
Exactly. That's why they say set your budget before you even look at the bidding.
Oh, that's good advice.
And not just any budget. Factor in the cost of the pallet, shipping, even things like storage or fixing up items if you need to.
So it's like going into battle with a solid plan instead of just, winging it.
Exactly. Discipline over impulse. Even when you think you found the mother lode.
Right, because that amazing deal isn't so amazing if you end up losing money, right?
Exactly. Got to make financial sense in the end.
Solid advice. Okay, so we've covered so much. How to find those deals, manage all this stuff, everything. But before we wrap up, I'm thinking we talk about the profits, the excitement of finding these pallets. But what about the bigger picture? Where does this all fit in?
That's what I find so interesting about this whole world is like a glimpse into a side of consumerism.
Yeah.
People are constantly buying new stuff, upgrading.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there's always going to be surplus and liquidation. It's how those products get a second life, often at a way lower price.
It's like this whole hidden system of value and reuse. What someone else doesn't want anymore becomes a bargain for someone else.
Exactly.
And we're kind of helping keep all that stuff out of landfills,
Yeah.
like giving it a second chance.
Exactly. Seeing potential where others might not, understanding how value works in a different way.
Wow, this has been eye-opening. We went from clueless shoppers to practically expert resellers, all thanks to the power of liquidation pallets.
And a little help from our source material, of course.
Of course. So, to everyone listening, whether you're about to go on your own liquidation pallet hunt or just feel a little smarter about how things work, remember, knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Happy treasure hunting, everyone.